By the beginning of term, several of the new building projects were nearing completion. 2 of the temporary prefabs in the front quadrangle had been demolished, and the old refectory was being modified and glossed up for dances, society meetings, country dancing, and ping-pong. It was used for the first time for the Freshers' Ball. The 8 rooming houses in Gordon Street have now been opened and are occupied by about 90 union officials and their friends. For the last 3 years, the new engineering block has been under construction on the corner of Gower Street and Torrington Place. This term, the building was opened, and we took the cameras up onto the roof to film the view of London from 10 stories above street level. While filming, we met Professor Barlow, Dean of the Faculty and a Fellow of the Royal Society, with Mr. Effermy, a lecturer in electrical engineering.
Well, Professor Barlow, I expect you're very pleased to be in this new block, and it must be a very, very different thing for you from the old building you're in. Perhaps could you tell us a few words about the old building and, in fact, about the development of engineering in this particular college?
Yes, I'm delighted to be able to tell you about this building because, of course, we are exceedingly proud of it. Engineering studies started in University College about 1885 when Sir Alexander Kennedy established the first laboratories in civil and mechanical engineering. Subsequently, we had electrical engineering added and chemical engineering. But, of course, we have remained in the building on the south side of the main quadrangle since those early days until quite recently. Now we have this wonderful new building which is going to give vastly improved facilities both for undergraduate and postgraduate students.
Do you expect to increase your number of undergraduate students by a very large proportion in the next few years?
Yes, we're planning to double the number of students in the faculty, both postgraduate and undergraduate. And we shall do this by increasing by about 20% each year over the next 5 years. This should give us a total of something like 600 students in the engineering faculty.
That is including postgraduate students, is it?
Yes, that is including the postgraduate students.
I imagine that most of your postgraduate students are subsidized by industry for their research. Do you get much help in that from industry?
We get a great deal of help from a number of outside organizations who give us money, sometimes by means of research contracts and sometimes by grants for equipment. And in fact, the total amounts to something like £30,000 in the year.
Mr. Effermy is the man who has coordinated all 4 departments of this new engineering building. It strikes me as being a very exacting task. Mr. Effermy, did you find it very arduous?
Yes, it takes quite a lot of time, my time in the department, and this meant that there's very little time left for my real duties as a lecturer.
Tell me, how long ago did you think in terms of a new engineering block for University College?
Well, it was 1955 when the real planning started, and it started off as a 6-story building. Plans were completed in 1958, the contract was signed, and then the government produced some more money, and this meant that we could put on another 4 stories to 4 floors to make the 10 floors.
What is the expectation of life of this building, do you feel?
Well, I should like to think that it was the order of 100 years.
Now, sir, I don't imagine you get all the money for a building like this simply from the University Grants Committee. Where, in fact, did it all come from?
Well, after the war, we were faced with a very difficult situation because there was all the rebuilding of bomb-damaged property, and that had to come before any new building could be provided. But the provost went to industry, and industry responded exceedingly generously. In fact, they produced about £400,000. This enabled us to start this building, and once it got underway, the University Grants Committee came along and backed us up to the extent of about £1 million, which includes the cost of the equipment in the building itself.
I imagine a building like this isn't purely functional. Do you have many amenities for the students here?
Yes, we have actually provided special amenities for the undergraduate students in the form of study rooms. And these study rooms contain private desks so that our students can go and sit there and work on their own. And I think this is an enormous improvement on what we've had in the past. We also have an exhibition room and quite a very fine conference room. But of course all this wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for the tremendous help that has been given to us by industry, by the University Grants Committee, and of course by the Provost, who has in fact persuaded these people to make this money available to us.